Las Vegas, with their rifles at the ready for an active shooter, Sergeant Charles Jivapong and half a dozen other police officers moved quickly through an industrial building not far from the airport here, trying to determine which victims were alive and which were too far gone to be saved. This time, it was a drill. But Sergeant Jivapong remembers when it was real. Less than 3 months ago he responded to reports of gunfire aimed at thousands of people at a country music concert. In just a few days, Sergeant Jivapong would be out with his officers once again, this time with more than 300,000 revelers celebrating the start of 2018. "It's not really a matter of if it happens again, more like when," he said. "Something like that really changes your perspective and mindset. It weighs heavily. I find myself scanning overhead all the time, thinking about what will happen if we have to do it all over." Las Vegas is preparing for its first New Year's Eve since the October 1 shooting, when Stephen Paddock shot hundreds of rounds from the 32nd floor of the Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino, killing more than 50 people and wounding hundreds of others. For decades, December 31 has been the biggest night of the year in Las Vegas, drawing tourists from all over the world who come to party with abandon on the Strip. Security has always been a concern. Officials say they begin preparing for the next year on January 2, but this year, the preparations have taken on a more somber and urgent tone. In trainings and drills, officers are being urged to consider the possibility of shootings from elevated positions. They are coordinating with medical personnel from the fire department, forming teams who will be ready to respond on the Strip and downtown if there is any kind of mass attack. Homeland Security officials have classified the night as a top safety priority, sending snipers who will be poised on hotel rooftops, helicopters with tactical security forces, and a hostage rescue team from the Federal Bureau of Investigation. National Guard officers will also be stationed throughout the area, including at the nearby airport. For years, the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department had lobbied federal officials to give New Year's Eve the Department of Homeland Security's top special event assessment rating, which would provide the city with federal officers and resources like intelligence and helicopter teams. A few weeks after the October shooting, the police department got word that they would receive the rating for the first time this year. "We need to be able to focus on multiple shooters. On one or more above ground we've got to multiply our forces," said Chief Chris Jones, who is overseeing the department's preparations. Chief Jones said he could not give specific details of precisely how officers would be deployed, but estimated that there would be more than 5,000 local and federal officers along the Strip. Nearly the entire length, roughly 4 miles, will be closed to traffic. About 330,000 visitors are expected on the Strip for New Year's Eve, according to the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority, which puts on a fireworks show from 7 rooftops and is billing the event as America's Party. The number is down slightly from last year, though officials said it could still rise. While there was a slight dip in tourism just after the shooting, Kathy Tull, the senior vice president of marketing, said that conversations with focus groups showed that the hesitancy to visit was not because of safety fears.